Welcome back to the channel, everyone. After last video, hopefully you'll remember I said I was going to change the inner tie rods there, and decided while I'm at it I might as well do track rod ends. So that's what I'm up to today. So first off, you'll notice track rod end has got this hexagon Allen key sort of fitting in it. To wire that off, because if we undo this nut, got no doubt that'll start spinning as that drops out of there, and then we're knackered. So wire brush, penetrating oil, get penetrating oil there as well. Something I'll do straight off the bat, hopefully, to try and get the tracking roughly where it was originally, is measure to the last thread, 5.81. We'll lock that on the caliper there so it stays on that position, and then the next bit of fun will be trying to free off this nut, which hopefully won't be too bad. Although I've said that before, I'm regretting it. Fingers crossed. Ooh, that was actually quite easy. I'm chuffed with that. Then again, I am used to working with older cars. What I could do with doing as well is the end of these are usually split, and that bit there is sort of compression fitting. There you go, you can see it's moving there. So I was scared that it'd be rusted solid. Wonder if that means this is fairly new. So, next thing, that was a good guess as well. Let's see if we can get this undone. I'm in luck today. And whenever I'm in luck, I start to get cynical that something's going to go really bad at some point. Next thing, will it come out on its own? Oh. Still no. It's been replaced anyway. There we go. Yeah, the reason I was doing these, if you remember, was because I said on the last video that when I checked the MOT history, it said the inner tie rods were worn. Yeah, as droopy as a town drunk. Now if you compare that to this, which is the knuckle in there, yeah, I can't even move it. So yeah, totally knackered. See if I can guess the spanner size here. Nope. Still no. 13mm for the win. leak's going to be. Remember my rule, I'm not going to cut anything out, so you're going to get bored watching this probably. That's not shifting it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cheat. Ladies and gentlemen, viewer advisory in effect. While I'm at it, I've got to say, if you're after cheaper power tools, can't go wrong with these key holders. I'm not being sponsored by them obviously, but I've got all their Type 18 range and they're brilliant, they last forever. I mean, the last one of these I had packed up, they took it back, no questions asked. When they sent me it back, supposedly rebuilt, that looked totally different. The original was black. I looked at the receipt of what they'd replaced. Basically the only thing that was left of the original was the handle, the actual body. Everything else was new, and it had the upgraded motor that's in the ones that you can buy now. So a winner by all accounts. And the battery angle grinder is a godsend. So let's get this done. We're off. Part of the job done. Old nutter. Now the fun part. I hate these clamps. You're supposed to just be able to stick the screwdriver in and unclip them, but when the whole bloody thing moves, because it's busted, these don't like moving. Come on. I see it pop, pop. Big screwdriver time. See what I mean? Put a big screwdriver in, they still don't want it to pop off. This is why I have an irrational hatred of them. They're good at doing the job, but an absolute bastard when you've got to replace everything. Hallelujah. That's off. Now I've got to do the other one inside. If I can see it. There it is. Let's get a better angle. It's actually You probably can't see it on the camera. Right back there. Just about to see it. Absolute pig to get to. But then, when these sort of things are designed, manufacturers don't design them for us to work on. Come on, me babby, as us black country folks say. There we go. Then pull it off, because we'll be reusing this bellows. You see what I mean there? Look at that. And then look how solid the new one is. So the question you're probably asking now is, well, how the hell do you remove it? Well, the simple answer is £6 off Amazon. Nice simple piece of kit. So it slides over here. If I open it, you can buy other removal tools. It's like a long tube with a sort of U-cup that goes up like that, and the tube comes out here. So you can just use a ratchet from this point and just go. So theoretically it's a lot cheaper, but it's about 20 quid more expensive, if not more. So being tight git and never having any trouble with one of these before, I thought I'd stick with it. As you can see, that it's really simple. I just wish there was more space. And I could guess the just size of spanners just by looking. That one's tight. I will admit now, if I try on doing this and I cock it up, I'll be contemplating whether to cut it out of the video or not to save embarrassment. But then, if I don't show the cock up, I'm not being honest. Then if you try it this way and you start cocking up, if you're like me, you'll be watching the video thinking, well, how did he do it and not cock up while as I'm trying to do it and not having any joy whatsoever. say as well, these are usually really tight. Right, that's cracked off. This is insanely bad. I'm amazed the previous owner didn't get this changed, because I bet it, obviously I've only had it driven off of the back of a truck, so I had no experience with how it actually dries. But it wouldn't surprise me if it's a bit woolly. There you go, simple as that. And now everything is a reversal. Let's whip that off. Whip it in like so. Look at the difference there, how much effort that uses. So I've got to take this nut off to get the bellows back on once I've tightened this up. Back on, hopefully. What really helps with a job like this is not having permanently shaky hands. I think that's old age kicking in. And yes, I do class just short of 50 as old age. As tight as that's going. getting repetitive now. Possibly tedious watching for you as well. But all in, this job has cost me, considering I'm doing both sides, it's cost me £24 for 2 inner tie rods. I think it was £20 for 2 track rod ends, and then £6 for this because I couldn't find my old one. When everything around arrived, I then found my old one, so I've now got 2. So if anyone's got to do this job soon and hasn't got it all, leave me a message, I'll post you one of these. Okay, so we've got that on. Now, bellows tie him, so get a bit of fluid. Put a bit of fluid on both ends just so I'll lube it up a bit. This is the biggest pain in the arse, getting this back on again. Especially when it seems it doesn't want to go back on. Let's tie that one on. Rather than using those clamps, basically because I haven't got any, using simple zip ties. For in the UK, watching this, these are perfectly acceptable for the MOT. Tight. Let's clip it. Let's get this nut on. This is where these come back in. There. So screw this on, bring it out of the way. I feel like I should have some Benny Hill music playing with this. Ah, that's interesting. This isn't as deep as the old one. I hope that doesn't mean that I'm going to have trouble with cheap pattern parts not fitting. That's 3 threads further out. I am, like everyone should be, taking this to get a tracking done after this though, so I'll let them worry about that. They'll have it up on ramps, so they'll have a lot more leverage to try and turn that. Right. $14mm or 15? Not 14. In fact, I don't think it's 15 either. Okay, the new one is bigger than the original. They were 17 when the original was a 15. Right. That's on nice and tight. So that's that bit done. Just got to crawl under here. Right. As you can see, I've got to get right in there to get this over. Don't know if you can see it. See the edge of the steering rack, the shiny bit just above my knuckle. This has got to go over it, which is not doing, so it's going to take a while. Wish me luck. As you can see, that looks a lot shinier, and it's a job off the tick list. So that's how you do the inner tie rod, track rod end. I've just managed to get the band on the other end of the bellows. Can I recommend, if you do it, find a small child to help you. It's not enough space for man hands. So that's a job off the tick list. One other that I forgot to mention that I noticed was on the advisory was it was a weird one. It said near side front, something along the lines of brake. What was it? It was a brake malfunction anyway, but it wasn't a failure because it couldn't be replicated, and that's been going on for 3 years with nothing done about it. But I think I've just spotted what it might be. Right, canyon out there is a slider for the caliper. Now that's rusty, and they're meant to be nice and clean. So if the sliders are rusty, the caliper is not always going to be moving freely, which would explain why it's a fault that can't always be replicated. So I think I'll take that out. It's an easy job. Take the rubber bungs off here and here. I'm guessing it'll be Allen key fixing that you just undo, and you'll be able to slide this entire thing off. And then I'll have to see if I can get some sliders from somewhere. Just looking at what this sticker says. Remanufactured, so it's had a replacement caliper in the past, and it's gone manky again. I'll leave that for another video though. Hope you found this useful, and see you in a week or two when I've got further along the line and ordered more parts. Cheers for now. Like and subscribe if you want more info on the Mini.